We often mistake blessings as something distant, reserved only for those of profound cultivation, appearing only in sacred places like temples and holy sites. In truth, the light of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas shines upon every moment of everyday life. If we grow quiet enough to look deeply, someone might ask, why is it that some people, though they pass through countless adversities, still keep a benevolent countenance, gentle eyes, and a light step amid storms? Why do some in the harshest currents of life still meet? Kind people receive help, make good friends wherever they go, and turn misfortune into good fortune. There are even those who seem about to fall into an abyss, yet miracles arrive in time, dangers are averted, and with each trial they become steadier, more at peace. What seems like luck is in fact the sign of blessings gathering. It is not some random dispensation of fate, nor a private favor for a chosen few. It is the fruit of years of virtuous living, of patience, forbearance, giving without seeking return, and gratitude for life, for others, and for each breath we have. From time immemorial, our ancestors taught that to be truly human is first to live honestly, keep an upright heart, and plant wholesome seeds for ourselves, for others, and for generations to come. They believed blessings neither come on their own nor vanish on their own. They are the sweet fruit of each virtuous seed, nurtured persistently with sweat and tears, and with a deep well of gratitude. In this hurried age, many lose faith in cause and effect, chasing profit and fame while forgetting their roots. Some trample others for short-term gain, even laugh at the tears of the weak. And when misfortune comes, they ask why life is unfair and why no one cares for them. And yet there are those who move quietly through life, never contending, always greeting the world with a gentle smile. They pass through many stormy seasons while their hearts remain serene. They raise their gaze to the rain and still see a rainbow. They may not be wealthy or powerful, yet everyone who meets them feels a lightness and calm. These are the ones living in the wondrous light of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas, a light that shines from within, from a heart that knows love and forgiveness. Walking the path of awakening, we realize that blessings are not far away. They are a quiet companion in every moment of our existence. They hide in compassionate eyes, in hands, ready to help, in sincere words, and in kind thoughts turned toward others. They appear too in the times we stumble, but do not collapse in sleepless nights spent contemplating the pain of others, and in the moments we open our hearts to forgive those who once hurt us. Some ask, how can I know that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are sheltering and guiding me? How can I recognize that blessings are sprouting in my life? The answer does not lie in flashy outer signs, but in a deep transformation within. Pause and listen to your heartbeat. Honestly examine each thought and deed, and you will see how many wholesome seeds you have sown. How many times you have been comforted by what seemed invisible. When you gently close your eyes and recite Namo Amitabha Buddha, when you smile softly at someone who once caused you pain. When you extend your hand to a person in distress, right then blessings quietly blossom in your heart. And if one day amid a crowd you feel alone, remember that this wondrous light always surrounds you like an old friend, patiently waiting for your return. So how do we perceive this miraculous light? How do we know which are the signs of blessing? Which are the messages of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? Come on this journey. Let us listen, contemplate, and feel these 11 wondrous signs, the signs that you are being protected and upheld by the compassionate energy of the Buddhas of the 10 directions. Let your heart grow still. Open wide the doors of your soul so the light of enlightenment can gently permeate every habit of living, every ordinary day, until suddenly you realize you have never been alone in this sea of life. Since ancient times, Buddhism has taught that form arises from the mind. Outward appearance reflects what has long been stored deep in the heart. As still water reflects the moon, a tranquil mind reveals compassion and benevolence in every feature and glance. Those who live kindly, free from anger and contention, not calculating gain and loss, untainted by worldly dust, naturally carry a gentle radiance on their faces, as if surrounded by an invisible aura. Some are born with sparkling eyes and bright faces, but if their hearts are malicious, their words cruel, and they cause others suffering, then over time their features change. The eyes turn cold, the face grows gloomy, wrinkles etch themselves into brow and lips. Conversely, someone not endowed with striking looks can, through cultivating the heart, keeping it kind, loving others, and being forgiving, slowly grow a benevolent countenance. Their face becomes gentle, and their eyes clear and bright as a mirror reflecting the hearts of others. Today, people may spend large sums to beautify their faces, to alter features, chasing after standards and illusions. Yet no cosmetics or surgery can create genuine benevolence. It can only arise from a wholesome heart, from a life of gratitude, generosity, and patience. The ancients said that paper cannot wrap fire. Contrived beauty will soon reveal its dryness and lack of soul. Only beauty that springs from within can accompany a person for life, calm and simple, clear and bright, through many seasons of sun and rain. There are grandmothers in the countryside, silver hair, wrinkled skin, slender hands, whose smiles light up their entire faces with a wondrous vitality. Looking at them, no one feels the weight of age. They see a sky of love and an ocean of selflessness. There is no trace of greed or anger, no mark of selfishness or deceit. Their eyes are gentle and understanding. Their smiles are forgiving and compassionate. Though poor and burdened, they radiate peace and are full of blessing. Such beauty cannot be bought with money or seized with power. It belongs only to those who patiently cultivate themselves year after year of virtuous living. In the scriptures, the Buddha taught of the 32 primary auspicious marks and the 80 secondary features, all the result of many lifetimes of cultivation, of living with compassion, refraining from killing, never causing suffering, and constantly planting the seeds of merit and blessing. Those who live selflessly practice patience, refuse to harbor anger, avoid harsh speech, often recite the Buddha's name and do good, will, even if born into hardship, carry a benevolent countenance in old age, are beloved by others easily, befriend the virtuous, and receive help from benefactors. Some ask why certain people are born with gentle features, easily loved and aided by others. It is the fruit of generations of wholesome seeds, parents and ancestors who cultivated virtue. As the saying goes, virtue leaves its radiance. The blessings of parents imprint themselves upon the faces of their children. They reveal themselves in every feature, in every gaze. Imagine a rural afternoon, a light breeze sweeping through the lush green rice fields. An old stooped mother sits by the hearth, her deep eyes glinting with countless memories. She cannot read or write, yet her lips are always whispering the Buddha's name, her fingers turning prayer beads, her heart ever mindful of ancestors and descendants. Neighbors often drop by just to see her gentle smile and listen to her tell stories about life and cause and effect. Any crying child is soothed by her. Adults who come to her in hardship also find comfort. The whole hamlet says she does not grow old. She only grows brighter and more beautiful. When she passed away, everyone mourned. The entire village had tears in their eyes. Not because she was wealthy, but because in her people felt the presence of an endless love and a steadfast faith in what is good. Wherever her children went, and whatever they did, others helped them. Their work was smooth, their families at peace. Whenever they faced difficulty, simply remembering their mother's smile and gaze gave them the strength to keep going. That is the greatest legacy a person can leave behind. Not wealth, but a blessed countenance, the fragrance of compassion diffusing across generations. If you wish to have a benevolent countenance and gentle eyes, first practice looking at life with gratitude. Each morning when you wake, smile at your loved ones, at the trees and grass, and at yourself in the mirror. Each day set aside at least a moment to contemplate your heart. See what jealousy, anger, or selfishness remains, then gently forgive and let go. When something displeasing arises, practice forbearance. Do not rush to blame, and do not let anger direct your actions and words. Speak wholesome words, bless others, and avoid harsh, critical, envious speech. Every good deed you do, every kind thought you raise is like a stroke that brightens your face, deepens your eyes, and softens your smile. Each time you recite the Buddha's name, chant sutras, or repeat mantras, your heart is bathed by the stream of compassion, washing away the dust of the world, dissolving pain and fear, and creating new space for blessings and light to spread. Some ask, if one does not have pleasing features, must life be bitter number? Features are only the fruit of past karma. The blessings and wholesome vows and deeds we plant today are what determine the future. A person with a blessed appearance who does not cultivate the heart and lives unwholesomely will see that blessing fade sooner or later. Conversely, an ordinary person who lives honestly knows love, patience, helpfulness, and forgiveness will gradually reveal good features. The eyes will brighten, the smile will grow kind, and all who meet them will feel affection. Moreover, good features are only the opening ticket to the journey of wholesome karma, while blessings are the long road that leads to true peace. Nurture a kind heart every day, and the blessed countenance will naturally arrive. Stay with you to life's end and spread to your lineage and community. When you look at others with loving eyes, keep a generous heart toward faults, and feel grateful for every condition in life. The blessed countenance will appear on your face, shine in your eyes, and flow through every word and smile. That transformation is the greatest gift of Buddhism. No miracle or external force is needed, only a good heart and steady daily cultivation. Anyone can become a blossom of benevolence in everyday life, shining for themselves and for all who are connected by affinity. Please begin today so that every look, every smile, and every step plants in this field of life seeds of peace and blessing. Sign 2. Wherever you go, you are loved and supported. There are people who, wherever they go, whether in a strange place or in a crowd of strangers, are always greeted with friendly eyes, tender smiles, and sincere help. Such a person is like a cool breeze at noon on a sweltering summer day, like a small stream slipping into people's hearts, leaving gentle footprints behind. That peace is not accidental, nor is it the result of crafty scrambling. It is the natural outcome of wholesome seeds sown through countless lifetimes. In Buddhist teaching, causes and conditions form an endless current. The person who comes to us today, the one who smiles at us on the street, the one who offers a word of encouragement in our darkest hour, all are the continuation of cause and effect, good affinities accumulated across many past lives. No meeting is without reason. No friendship is random. All of it is the giving and returning of goodwill and good deeds, the times we gave and helped without seeking reward. In life, each of us sometimes falls into loneliness, faces difficulties, and feels as though no one remains by our side. And then, strangely, at the very moment we are most despairing, a helping hand appears, a comforting word, someone willing to listen. It might be a stranger, a colleague, or an old friend not seen in years. Folk wisdom calls them benefactors. Buddhism calls it auspicious affinity, good karma ripened and drawn in. An old story tells of a poor young man who went to the city to make a living. On his first day, he lost his way, hungry and cold. At a busy intersection, he sank down on the curb, eyes blurred with tears. Just then, an old man stopped to ask after him, bought him a loaf of bread, and showed him the way to an inexpensive boarding house. Thanks to that help, he got through the hard first days, later found stability, and eventually became successful. When he succeeded, he never forgot the old man's words, "Wherever you are, live well, because no one knows whom you will meet tomorrow and whose help you might need." Many years later, he too became a benefactor to countless wayfarers, extending that circle of kindness without end. Not everyone is automatically loved and helped from birth. Some live selfishly, always seeking the larger share for themselves, criticizing and speaking harshly. Wherever they go, they are shunned, and no one wishes to stay near them. But those who live with sincerity, generosity, humility, and a willingness to share in others' joys and sorrows, those who sow, trust, and encourage others, naturally befriend the virtuous wherever they are, and receive support wherever they are to go. Such affection does not come from flashy appearances or extraordinary talent, but from wholesome roots, from courteous and considerate conduct, from the times we knew how to say sorry and thank you, from gratitude toward all who have helped us. When we plant wholesome causes, they quietly connect us with kindred souls. Then benefactors appear, lift us up, guide us through the rough patches, open unexpected opportunities, and even save us from danger without asking for repayment. If you wish to be loved wherever you go and to have help in times of trouble, there is no way other than planting wholesome seeds every day. Begin with sincerity in every word, glance, and smile. Do not hesitate to take the initiative in helping others, even in small things like giving up your seat on the bus, leading an elderly person across the street, or sharing your meal with someone less fortunate. Practice listening more, judging less, and comparing less. When someone makes a mistake, offer words of encouragement. Instead of criticizing, open your heart in forgiveness. Instead of closing yourself off because of hurt, remain open. Set aside a little time each day to give thanks to those who have appeared in your life, even if it was just a friendly look or a timely inquiry. As gratitude grows, you will find yourself surrounded by benefactors. Whatever changes life brings, remember, a single harsh word can sever a beautiful bond. A single selfish act can slam shut the door to benefactors in your life. Therefore, always keep yourself alert, avoiding slander, sowing division, and selfishness. Do not grasp at small gains and lose great bonds of affection. Those who are blessed and beloved wherever they go are so because they know how to guard themselves, live in accord with the way, and understand that when the heart is good, even the very ground becomes wholesome. They do not boast, do not harm. The weak are not arrogant in success, and do not look down on those in misfortune. The more humble and kind they are, the more they win people's hearts. The more generous and grateful they are, the more they draw to themselves inexplicable auspicious connections. The most wondrous thing in life is not merely being helped at the right moment, but becoming a benefactor to many others. When you live beautifully sowing faith and love, every step you take leaves a wholesome imprint, and every encounter becomes a chance for the light of the Dharma to spread. Begin with small things. Treat everyone with kindness. Leave behind you a world a little more beautiful and a little warmer. This is the deepest foundation of all fortunate affinities, the way to meet loving people, good circumstances, and benefactors wherever you go. It is also one of the clearest signs of compassionate protection and of blessings sprouting in your life amid a world full of tempests. Sign 3. Many narrow escapes by a hair's breadth along the human journey. Many times we face sudden bends in the road when death, accident, illness, and suffering seem to seal off every path. Some pass the threshold between life and death and feel all hope is gone. Yet a miracle happens, and danger turns to safety, misfortune to good fortune. People call it luck, or heaven's mercy, or the Buddha's protection. Looking deeply into the teaching of the Enlightened One, we see this is the wondrous working of cause and effect, the fruit of wholesome karma quietly planted over many lifetimes. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha taught that karma is like a shadow to a form like the wheel, following the ox's hoof like a seed waiting for the day to sprout. Karma is a stream of intentions, words, and actions continuously imprinting upon the current of consciousness. It does not disappear. It only transforms from one form to another, from this life to the next, from present to future. Some people have done much good, rescued many, and practiced diligently. When danger strikes, such as accident, illness, even the nearness of death, an invisible strength appears to shield them. Someone arrives to help, or the situation changes in a marvelous way. This is the moment when wholesome karma from the past ripens and dissolves sufferings that seemed impossible to overcome. Karmic force is not only a debt to repay, it is also an opportunity to transform, to relearn the lessons of love, patience, and deep faith in the true teaching. Each hair's breadth escape awakens the heart, grows gratitude, and strengthens one's commitment to practice. There was a young man named Hoang, born in a poor family, whose mother taught him from childhood to live honestly and help others within his means. As an adult, he worked in the city, Though life was hard, he remained sincere, did not compete, did not speak ill of others, and willingly yielded the larger share to friends and co-workers. One night, on his way home from work, he was hit hard by a vehicle. Those around thought he would not survive. At the hospital, the doctor shook his head and said that only a miracle could save him. Strangely, after a single night, he began to recover. His injuries were not as severe as first diagnosed. The doctor was astonished, and his relatives could hardly believe it. When he regained consciousness, the first thing he did was press his palms together in gratitude to his mother, to everyone who had ever appeared in his life, and to the Buddha's teaching for giving him the faith to live well. Hoang's story is not unique. Countless people have faced peril, come close to death, and yet passed through in safety, because in this life, or a previous one, they quietly sowed wholesome seeds, helped others saved, living beings repented and corrected their faults. With each escape, they are more determined to live well and more appreciative of every peaceful moment. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is like a harbor for the boat of the mind on the stormy sea of suffering. In dangerous moments, those who keep mindfulness are calm rather than panicked. Thus, they more easily find a way out or receive unexpected help. Some accidents occur where the smallest haste or delay would leave no path to rescue. People with a steady mind who live kindly are able to remain calm. This is the combined strength of wholesome karma from past and present, lifting and protecting them. In some crises, a sudden clear thought arises to show the way. Someone appears at just the right time. A seemingly hopeless situation turns around. Those who practice recognize that this is auspicious karma bearing fruit, a resonance between their own wholesome energy and the compassion of the universe and the three jewels. If you wish to meet good fortune, to escape danger, and to turn misfortune into safety in daily life, there is no steadier way than to persistently plant wholesome karma. Every good deed, every kind word, every sincere thought is an invisible shield. When storms hit, practice non-harming. Do not injure people or other beings. Avoid taking life. Release life and dedicate the merit to all beings. When you help someone through hardship, you plant wholesome causes for yourself and your family in the future. When you recite the Buddha's name, chant sutras, or repeat mantras, your mind connects with the great compassion of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and blessings naturally dissolve much unwholesome karma, guiding you past death's gates and calamities in wondrous ways. Let the stories of those who have escaped disaster inspire you to walk firmly on the path of goodness. Do not do a small evil because it seems small, and do not neglect a small good because it seems small. Every wholesome seed has its day to ripen, and every unwholesome thought has its time to be repaid. Understanding this deeply, you will live more awake and persevere in self-cultivation. After each narrow escape, the most important thing is not to boast, but to contemplate gratitude. Be grateful to parents and ancestors who taught you to live well. Be grateful to the three jewels. Be grateful to those who helped you. Be grateful even to adversities that tempered your will. With gratitude, your heart opens wholesome, karma grows thicker, and your destiny naturally shifts toward peace. Life is like a river with many rapids. No one knows what will come. If you live kindly, keep a humble heart, practice the true teaching, and are grateful for every moment of existence, each storm you pass will leave you steadier, more peaceful, and even more mature. A narrow escape is not vague luck. It is a clear sign of blessing, a reminder from the universe and the three jewels that your time is not yet over. You still have good to do and light to sow in the world. Therefore, keep planting wholesome seeds. Live well, do good, practice and be grateful, so that wondrous light remains by your side and leads you through all suffering, bringing peace amid a challenging life. Sign 4. Bringing good fortune to others. In the flow of human life, there are those who, though quiet in a crowd, kindle a warm flame wherever they pass. They are the ones who sow trust, empower the weak, comfort the afflicted, and give hope to weary hearts. They are not rich or noble, do not need to stand out, and do not need many words. Their very presence is a blessing to many. Wherever they are, a wholesome breeze seems to blow the ground, turns auspicious misfortune, turns to good, and sorrow turns to joy. The Buddha taught that a wholesome mind is like a lamp in the night. The more places it is lit, the wider the light spreads, and it does not diminish. When the heart is full of goodwill, every thought, word, and deed is oriented toward goodness, and that energy radiates like waves touching those nearby. A blessed person brings peace and good fortune wherever they go, and can soften even hearts that have grown dry and closed. People like that, when they appear at work, naturally bring harmony. Tasks flow smoothly, and anyone stuck finds a way through. In the family, they are a bridge of love, mending conflicts and inspiring children and grandchildren to learn what is good and live uprightly. In the neighborhood, they are the helpers who knit people together. Anyone in distress seeks them out to confide and ask for guidance. Good fortune is no longer reserved only for them. It becomes an invisible gift shared with the whole community. There was a poor old woman on the city's outskirts who woke early each day to sweep the alley. Whenever heavy work needed doing, she was ready to help. She often cooked an extra pot of porridge to share with those without a home. Though not rich in possessions, she was rich in compassion. Strangely, from the day she moved in, the neighborhood grew more peaceful. Children behaved, neighbors argued, less people's livelihoods went more smoothly. Whenever disaster struck, she was always the first to appear, rain or shine. People would say to one another, "Where she is, the land is auspicious, and heaven is kind." Once, when a family suffered calamity and was preparing to leave, she encouraged them and rallied others to help. Thanks to that, they weathered the storm and their fortunes steadily improved. Everyone believed her loving heart and blessings had drawn good luck to the whole neighborhood. Some people, simply by showing up, put others at ease and make it easy to open hearts and connect. That is because the field of compassionate, wholesome energy radiating from them softens, soothes, and guides those around them toward the good. A person with a great heart attracts virtuous friends, benefactors, and favorable conditions. One with a narrow, selfish, envious heart, no matter how talented, is seldom loved and easily meets misfortune and mishap. The more people cultivate a kind heart, the more stable the community becomes. Happiness spreads and society grows more peaceful. The Buddha taught that every wholesome seed sown yields fruit not only for one person, but for the whole family, the lineage, and even generations to come. When you instill faith and help someone rise, that person will carry the goodness farther, like ripples on a still lake that never cease. If you want to become someone who brings good fortune to others, start small when someone needs it. Offer a smile and a word of encouragement. Extend a helping hand, however small. Be ready to help without seeking repayment. Do good without waiting for praise. When family or friends are in conflict, choose to be the peacemaker. Do not pour oil on the fire or use words that divide. Bring light where it is dark. To the pessimistic, offer hope. To the fallen, offer a lift. To the lost, show the way with sincerity and patience. Live like a small lamp in the night, perhaps bright enough only for a single corner, but enough to guide someone through the dark. This is how goodness resonates, how you become not only a gift to yourself, but to the whole community. The more you give, the greater your blessings. Those who bring good fortune to others are never truly at a loss, for every time you plant a wholesome seed in another's heart, you plant a seed of blessing in the field of your own heart. One who helps a single person out of danger will be lifted by 10 when in peril. One who instills faith in a small group will be loved and supported by the whole community. Blessings are like a sweet spring. The more you share, the more abundant they become. The more you give, the more heaven and earth smile upon you. With the 3 jewels, protection and auspicious affinities, good conditions arrive without end. Life is impermanent and uncertain, but one who lives kindly, shares, and inspires will never walk alone. Wherever you are, there will be another small light to dispel the dark. Wherever you are, there will be more people with the strength to go on, more hearts with hope, and more arms ready to help. Blessings are not just for ourselves. They are the greatest gift we can leave the world through every smile, every act of sharing, every small good deed. If someone has ever brought you good fortune, continue that circle of kindness, so that someday, when you pass quietly through someone's life, they will smile in gratitude and think, because of you, I found more faith and overcame another trial. Sign 5. Always finding a way out amid difficulties. A human life is like a river at times, placid at times, swift, carrying away countless dreams and plans. Each of us has known moments that seemed nothing but darkness, a sudden disaster, a staggering loss, a shattering beyond repair, enough to bring even the strongest to their knees ready to give up. Yet precisely at such limits, when we feel utterly alone and see no exit, a wondrous light may suddenly flare, opening a new door, a path back to peaceful skies. The Buddha taught that nothing in this world is absolutely hopeless. Every suffering has a cause. Every door that closes prepares the opening of another. Within the boundless, within samsara, within the surging ocean of karma, there is always an undercurrent of wholesome water ready to lift and dissolve. One wholesome thought, one positive intention, one moment of releasing greed, anger, and delusion plants a seed that opens the way for new opportunities to arise. Countless people standing at the edge of an abyss have seen everything turn when a single wholesome thought of mindfulness arose when they repented sincerely, once when they recited the Buddha's name in their darkest hour. Sometimes it is a stranger's advice, a book opening to the right page, an unexpected friend appearing, or a clear thought like a lamp lighting the path. Blessings do not arrive with clamor or flashy miracles. They come like gentle rain, soaking the earth like the last rays of evening driving off the dusk. In deadlock, the easiest reaction is despair, but those with blessings, those who practice, keep mindfulness like a lamp in the dense night. Mindfulness is not only wakefulness, it is an unshakable trust that all suffering will pass, that every trial contains a lesson and a chance to grow. One who lives mindfully when difficulty comes does not hastily blame fate or others, but quietly observes, sees the lesson to be learned, releases what must be released, and keeps what must be kept. Thus, no matter how fierce the storm, they are not swept into affliction. They do not let evil and negativity seize their heart. From that settled state, solutions begin to appear, and a new way gradually opens. Many who have endured the depths of suffering testify that a single recitation of the Buddha's name or a prayerful verse was enough to steady them, revive their spirit, and let them feel protective guidance. This is not superstition. It is the truth of cause and effect, of resonant universal energy, of a wholesome heart in responsive harmony with the three jewels. When you recite the Buddha's name, you connect yourself to the Buddha's energy, great loving kindness and great compassion, great wisdom and great skillful means. In that connection, negative thoughts gradually dissolve, the mind grows bright, and resolve grows firm. However hard things become, remember where the Buddha's name is recited there. The Buddhas are present, where a wholesome heart abides blessings shelter. Persist in practice, even if only a single phrase, a single thought, a single breath, and you will feel the way out emerging like light at the end of a tunnel. Some say adversity is like fire testing gold. Only in suffering and trials do blessings and wholesome energy truly blaze forth, opening a path for us to go farther. Learn to see difficulty as an opportunity for transformation. Maturity is a chance to deepen gratitude, train, resolve, and sow new wholesome causes. A person richly blessed is not one who never meets hardship, but one who knows how to transform every circumstance, turning failure into a lesson, tears into strength, and despair into the drive to live more mindfully, more steadfastly, and with deeper love. Even if life slams every door shut, trust that there is still a way out, the way of faith, of blessings, of mindfulness, and of a good heart. Where there is light, darkness recedes. Where there is trust in cause and effect, helping hands appear, auspicious conditions arise, and new doors open. Each time you get through a hardship, be deeply grateful. Continue to practice and accumulate blessings. This is the journey that leads you to a life of peace, happiness, and serenity amid a world of many upheavals. Sign 6. A happy marriage and a harmonious family. Among all the blessings one may receive in life, perhaps nothing is greater than a secure home, a peaceful hearth where spouses are of one mind, parents are understanding, and children are filial. Amid life's uncertainties and storms, family is the safe shore to which everyone longs to return. It is the cradle that nurtures dreams and the solid foundation for every success and joy. To walk together hand in hand through life's whole journey is a karmic blessing not easily obtained. Not every couple is naturally at peace. Not every home is filled with happiness. Some love passionately, yet part after a short time. Others live together for decades without finding a common voice, weighed down by sorrow and resentment. But there are couples who, despite many trials, still hold hands and overcome them. They are not wealthier than others, nor do they stand out in a crowd, yet merely being together brings peace. There is no demanding, no blame, only sharing patience, forbearance, the willingness to correct faults together, to incline toward goodness together, and to cultivate wholesome causes for the future. A harmonious family is a place where everyone listens, yields, and places shared happiness above the small self. The father knows sacrifice, the mother knows love, and the children know obedience. Such filial devotion is a blessing beyond compare. From this foundation, every difficulty can be resolved, every sadness shared, and every success becomes more meaningful because it is the common fruit of a single household. The scriptures teach that each family member is a cause and condition, a karmic bond formed across countless lives. If in this life we choose patience practiced together and dissolve past enmities, we not only transform family karma, but also build a long-lasting foundation of virtue for the lineage. Family is the greatest field of merit, for there we have daily chances to practice compassion, patience, gratitude, and filial piety. There was a poor family in a distant village. The father had been hot-tempered and drunk, and the household was often turbulent. Instead of complaining or blaming, the mother quietly practiced each day. She chanted sutras, recited the Buddha's name, and prayed for the peace of her husband and children, and the dissolution of their karmic obstacles. Over the years, those wholesome seeds quietly sprouted. The father changed, he quit drinking, and became gentle. The children were dutiful and studious. The whole hamlet marveled and said the family was blessed thanks to the wife. She knew how to practice and to be patient, so heaven took pity. She did not need to preach or impose by force. With loving, kindness, and steadfast perseverance, she transformed the entire home, shifted the family karma, and brought sweet fruits for generations to come. If you want your home to be filled with peace, begin with gratitude. Be grateful to the partner who has walked with you, to the parents who gave you life, and to the children who came as gifts of wholesome karma. Practice patience. Do not let careless words wound your loved ones. Be attentive, caring, and willing to listen and share even in small matters. Practice together. Chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name, and dedicate merit for the whole family and lineage. Keep images of the Buddha at home. Read the scriptures, foster a wholesome atmosphere. Let love be the root, yielding the foundation, and harmony the compass for all conduct. In times of discord, remember, no one is perfect. Everyone has mistakes and personal karma. But if each person is willing to correct themselves, to place shared happiness above the small self, and to apologize and forgive, karmic retribution will gradually fade, and blessings will steadily grow. A happy family gives children a firm base to mature and step into life with confidence. It is also where wholesome cause and effect are planted and spread far into the future. Children raised in an environment of love and kindness are more likely to become grateful, filial, and upright. Then blessings do not end with one lifetime. They continue on, extending to countless generations. Amid the impermanent sea of life, the family home is a blessed island we all need and yearn for. To live in a loving, harmonious household is the greatest blessing, the foundation of every achievement and joy, and the place where each member is renewed, healed, and endowed with the wholesome energy handed down through the ages. If today you have a complete and warm home, be grateful, safeguard it, and keep sowing good causes. If discord remains, do not lose heart. Begin with listening and patience, with an apology, a warm embrace, a verse of scripture, a shared meal. Family blessings will be the sturdy roots for everything, and further auspicious signs will appear in your life. Sign 7. Filial and accomplished children. There is a great joy every parent longs for, to see their children become upright human beings, filial, kind, and successful in life. But that joy does not arise by chance, nor solely from strict discipline. It is the result of the blessings of many lifetimes of a gentle household ethos, of the continuous flow of cause and effect from grandparents and parents to the children. The ancients said, "To know the causes of a past life, look at the fruits of this life. To know the fruits of the next life, look at the causes you plant in this life." It is no accident that some families, despite hardship, have children who remain filial and distinguished, bringing honor to their lineage and becoming a sure support in their elders' twilight years. In each meal and sleep, in every word and way of living, parents and grandparents have quietly sown wholesome seeds, passing blessings down to their descendants. Across East Asian cultures, preserving filial piety and cultivating the household ethos are considered the most enduring roots of a clan. The Buddha taught those who honor their parents, keep rights toward their ancestors, and live uprightly with others will enjoy blessings not only for one lifetime, but for many to come. Some families may be poor in possessions, yet rich in character and gentle living. Children raised in such an environment are often kind, industrious, and meet many auspicious conditions in study and work. Conversely, there are families outwardly lacking nothing but where parents live, wantonly, greedy, selfish, and quarrelsome, doing unrighteous deeds, resulting in children who easily go astray, become unfilial, and fall into temptations with 100 troubles. In Buddhism, merit is like a subterranean current flowing through each generation. Parents who cultivate themselves, live sincerely, give generously, and do good steadily, accumulate wholesome energy that becomes a shield protecting their descendants. Often, it is precisely thanks to the blessings of grandparents and ancestors that children escape danger, meet benefactors, and gain opportunities to achieve in a challenging world. In a poor rural district, there was a Win family renowned for love of learning and integrity. Across 4 generations, no one had fallen into wrongdoing. Though the lineage was large, there was no filial ingratitude and no family splits. The clan's forefather had been poor and fatherless from a young age, yet he upheld filial piety, cared devotedly for his elderly mother, worked hard without complaint, and when he married, he taught his children to keep propriety, live honestly, help the weak, never lie, and never covet what belongs to others. Each generation preserved this family ethos, encouraging the young to study, live uprightly, do good, and avoid evil. By the 4th generation, the family was known not only for scholarship but also for filial piety and contributions to the village, earning respect from all. When trouble came, the entire village was ready to help, and the descendants were welcomed wherever they went and found smooth progress in their affairs. This was not favoritism from fate, but the result of a river of blessings flowing from one generation to the next without running dry. Children's blessings are the fruit that condenses from the parents' roots. A tree with firm roots gives fragrant flowers and sweet fruit. A mother who keeps the precepts and a father who lives honestly avoids contention, refrains from harsh words, and always loves teach by the light of their own example. This is the surest way to build lasting merit for a lifetime. Many mistakenly believe that giving children plenty of money and material things is love. In truth, what children need most is a moral foundation, deep empathy, a model of patience, unconditional love, and the small daily lessons of gratitude, filial piety, and how to conduct oneself with others. Each time parents teach a child to greet others politely, to care for the weak, to yield to siblings, to share and help friends, they plant a wholesome seed in the field of the child's heart. Later, wherever that child may roam, they will not lose their roots or forget their source. Those who inherit abundant merit often see their children grow up healthy, meet good teachers and friends, progress in study, prosper in work, and seldom stray into harmful paths, addiction, or ruin. When they succeed, the children remember their origins, care for their parents, honor their ancestors, and build up the clan and community. Some children, after years away from home, still bow to their parents, respect their forebears, and preserve the family ethos. Whenever they return to the ancestral home, they teach the young gratitude and courtesy, chant sutras, together recite the Buddha's name, tend the ancestral altar, and pray for the prosperity and peace of the whole lineage. These are the sweet fruits grown from deep roots of long-standing blessings. If you wish inherited merit to continue forever, begin today with small things. Be a clear example to your children in filial piety, ethics, altruism, and patience. Practice wholesome habits together. Chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name, help the poor, keep away from jealousy, slander, and selfishness. Teach your children to be grateful to their grandparents and ancestors, and to thank those who have helped your family. When circumstances allow, involve them in charity, so their hearts grow within an environment rich in compassion. Do not fear that doing good will put you at a loss, for every good deed today is a gift for your children tomorrow. Do not think you are insignificant, for the seed of merit you plant today can become a great tree for generations to come. Children's blessing is not merely material success. Most important are filial piety, a virtuous way of life, and gratitude toward grandparents, parents, ancestors, homeland, and country. When parents live rightly, set a bright example, and plant wholesome causes, their children become blossoms in the garden of life, a pride and support, and the future extension of a lineage and a society. If your life already enjoys such blessing or is about to be grateful, preserve it and pass it on to the next generation. If not yet, begin today with a word of thanks to your parents, an act of filial piety, and a moment helping someone else. For each person who plants one wholesome seed will later receive an entire season of blossoms of blessing for themselves, for their children and grandchildren, for generations to come. Sign 8: robust health and few illnesses. The elders often said that health is everything. Health is not only the base of achievement in worldly affairs, but also a precious vehicle for practice, for good deeds, and for spreading blessings in life. A strong body, a clear mind, and a vigorous heart are the sweet fruit of countless wholesome seeds sown across many lives, from the smallest actions to the broadest vows. Some are born with sturdy frames, rosy complexions, and bright smiles, and as they grow, they seldom fall ill and bring energy to whatever they do. Others, though their living conditions are modest, remain healthy and resilient, overcoming life's storms through will, resolve, and faith. This is not only due to heredity or environment, but also to the deep imprint of blessing, the result of a kind heart and years of humane living, keeping body and mind clean. Buddhist scriptures teach that good health is not merely a gift from heaven, but the result of many lives without taking life, of practicing life, release, of guarding the precepts, and of nurturing compassion. Each time you save a living being, share your food with the hungry, or refrain from harming even the smallest creature, you plant wholesome causes for health and longevity for yourself and your descendants. Conversely, those who frequently rage, harbor hatred and envy, take life, and live without virtue may be strong in youth, yet are prone to strange illnesses, accidents, and shortened lives. This is the natural law of cause and effect. No one can avoid it or resist it. Modern studies have shown that people with a peaceful attitude, who seldom grow angry, know how to let go, often smile and live optimistically, tend to be less sick, possess stronger immunity, recover faster at the cellular level, and enjoy longer lives. Those who dwell in worry, fear, sorrow, or grudges are more likely to fall ill. Their bodies weaken and they age before their time. The Buddha taught that bodily illness arises from karma of body, speech, and mind, while mental affliction is the root of all suffering. Those who contemplate and transform their afflictions, keep the mind pure. Often recite the Buddha's name, chant sutras, and meditate will see inner strength grow. The body follows the mind. A severe illness becomes light, and a light illness disappears. Not everyone will recover as if by a miracle, but anyone who lives kindly, practices, and is grateful will regain better health, a stronger body and mind, and greater peace in the impermanent sea of suffering. If you want lasting health, start with small things. Adopt a vegetarian diet, practice life release. Avoid taking life and always respect the lives of all beings. Keep the mind pure, curb anger, and learn to let go of what is not worth holding. Exercise regularly, breathe deeply, live in moderation, keep regular sleep, avoid overexertion, and each day recite the Buddha's name, chant sutras, and meditate to connect with the wholesome energy of the three jewels. Do good, help people and living beings, and share love within your means. It is precisely these small acts repeated day after day that will nourish vitality, calm the mind, strengthen immunity, dissolve karmic illness, and lengthen life for yourself and your lineage. Health is an invaluable blessing whose worth we often recognize only after it is lost. Be grateful for this body, for each breath, each step, each feeling of well-being in the morning. When the body is ill, instead of blaming it or cursing fate, quietly repent, pray, vow to live better, help more and let go more. Each day that you are alive, able to walk, speak and laugh, is a day you can keep planting blessings for yourself, your family and society. Health is the greatest gift that heaven and earth, your ancestors, and the three jewels have given you. It is the precious capital for realizing every dream, the foundation for practice and meditation, and the soil in which blessings are cultivated for this life and the next. If you have health now, treasure it, protect it, and use it to do good, help others, and serve the world. If your body is ill, do not despair. Begin transforming from the heart. Plant more goodness. Learn to release, and keep firm faith in cause and effect, and in the compassionate energy of the universe. Robust health and few illnesses are not only a sign of great blessing, but also a gentle reminder that you still have the conditions to live well, to practice, and to spread light to many. Sign 9. Everything goes smoothly and succeeds. People often admire those for whom everything seems to go well. Passing exams, prospering in business meeting, benefactors forming a happy marriage, raising accomplished children, and living amply and peacefully. Some say this is lucky fate, or heaven's favor, or a destiny of wealth and rank. Seen more deeply through the lens of the Dharma, it is accumulated blessing that has reached fullness, wholesome karma, from many lives, ripening the crystallization of countless good conditions nurtured by the person themselves across many lifetimes. The Buddha taught that there are two kinds of success: worldly merit and liberative merit. Worldly merit is material attainment, wealth, status, beauty, power, reputation, fruits of having given material aid, helped others, spoken kindly, and lived truthfully in past lives. Yet this merit, if not continually replenished or used wisely, will gradually be spent and vanish. At times it even breeds unwholesome karma through pride, selfishness, and excessive indulgence. Liberative merit, by contrast, is success of the spirit, wisdom, inner peace, great compassion, contentment, freedom from entanglement in fame and gain, and freedom from suffering over gain and loss, praise and blame. This is the result of practice cultivating compassion, patience, diligence, keeping the precepts and living mindfully. The more this merit is shared, the greater it grows. The deeper the practice, the more inexhaustible it becomes, carrying us through many lifetimes. A truly happy person is one who takes material success as a means and spiritual success as the goal, who returns to nourish wholesome roots, who shares achievements with community, family, and society. Do not assume that those who succeed are merely lucky for a time. They have patiently planted wholesome causes, lived honestly, kept their word, helped within their capacity, avoided anger and harm, and practiced gratitude and reciprocity. When wholesome causes accumulate, matters naturally flow. Plans proceed smoothly. Helpers appear. Obstacles are overcome with ease. Career advances. The household is peaceful and relationships are warm and durable. Yet not everyone can sustain success. Without wisdom, alertness to gain and loss, mindful living, and freedom from arrogance and craving, even great achievements can quickly collapse. Therefore, the most precious trait of a blessed person is to remain appreciative and humble, ever ready to help and to share opportunities with others. The more success spreads, the more enduring peace it brings. One secret to sustaining smooth progress and success is to live humbly, ready to listen, learn, and correct oneself. A blessed person who becomes arrogant and looks down on others will soon meet failure. Conversely, those who are grateful for each opportunity, who lift others up alongside themselves, and who avoid contention and gossip, will attract more benefactors, and difficulties will be easier to resolve. The Buddha taught plant wholesome causes and reap good fruits. Plant the seeds of wisdom and transcend delusion. If you want your plans to succeed, plant both. Always take goodness as the root and wisdom as the crown. Keep learning, refining yourself, helping others, and nurturing loving kindness. Remember, the more success is shared, the greater the blessing. Do not hoard achievements for yourself. Use them as a means to help others and open paths for the community. A successful entrepreneur who establishes scholarships for poor students, builds bridges for rural villages, and expands jobs for the vulnerable accumulates further blessings. As endeavors become ever smoother, descendants too inherit those blessings. Each time you help someone past a difficulty or open a door of opportunity for them, you open a new way for yourself, causing blessings to grow without end. The family's destiny becomes increasingly smooth and prosperous. Everything goes well. Such success is the sweet fruit of many lives, of wholesome causes, of truthful, compassionate, humble, grateful, and generous living. It is the clearest sign of compassionate protection and the convergence of great blessings. If your affairs are going well, be grateful and keep nurturing them. Do not let blessings fall away through neglect or selfishness. If hardships still abound, hold firm, persevere, and plant wholesome karma. Sooner or later, sweet fruits will arrive. The greatest success is success within the heart. To live kindly, meaningfully, helpfully, and peacefully, that is true success, an enduring blessing no one can take away. Sign 10 prophetic dreams. Have you ever in the stillness of night suddenly awakened with a strange, lingering feeling after an unusual dream? Sometimes it is the image of a departed loved one returning with a message. Sometimes it is a radiant light and the sense of being protected and embraced. Sometimes it is counsel from a teacher, the sound of a temple bell, or even scenes you had never known that later appear exactly as in waking life. People say dreams are merely the subconscious at play, the product of a tired mind. In the Dharma, however, unusual dreams, especially auspicious prophetic ones, are regarded as signals from the depths of consciousness, an interplay of blessing, wholesome energy, and intuition that those who have long cultivated themselves can perceive. The human mind is bottomless. Beyond the everyday conscious layer, there are the subconscious and the storehouse consciousness, where wholesome and unwholesome karma from countless lives are kept. When the mind is tranquil, wholesome karma thick, and blessings great, the deeper layers of mind become sensitive and readily resonate with wholesome energies from the realms of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, from ancestors and the universe. More easily receive messages that guide one's present life. The Buddha taught when the mind is pure and wholesome, and one practices diligently, one may even in dreams encounter Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and good spiritual friends, or receive important reminders. This is not superstition, but a natural spiritual phenomenon. Prophetic dreams are signs that wholesome causes are sprouting, that the heart has opened its doors to enlightened energy. Not everyone easily has auspicious, foretelling dreams. Such dreams often arise after a period of wholesome practice life release deep repentance. You live kindly harm, no one harbor, no hatred, regularly chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name and keep the precepts. Your family may be undergoing major changes. Karma is shifting through merit, dedicated by descendants, ancestors, or enlightened beings. You may be standing at a crucial crossroads in need of advice and direction. At such times, dreams often appear with clear images and vivid realism. Upon waking, you remember the details, your heart filled with calm and confidence, or you receive answers to lingering concerns. There are many forms of auspicious prophetic dreams. Encountering Buddha's bodhisattvas and sages is a sign of deep blessing and a clear heart of protection support through suffering karmic transformation and guidance onto the right path. Dreaming of departed relatives, grandparents, parents, ancestors who come with messages is a reminder to honor origins, to warn, to encourage you, to overcome hardship, to dissolve resentments, and to strengthen filial devotion and family unity. Dreams of light lotus blossoms, limpid rivers, temples, or bowing to the Buddha are signs of a peaceful heart and thick, wholesome karma of approaching opportunities of protection, of favorable conditions of positive change in work, family. Dreams of bright fire, precious jewels, cool springs, or auspicious birds returning are omens of advancement, accomplishment, deliverance from calamity, support from benefactors, and a new chapter opening in life. The Buddha taught not to be superstitious, do not rely on dreams and grow lazy in practice, nor to deny the spiritual world altogether. Take auspicious dreams as motivation to refine yourself, deepen good roots, and live more fully with each breath and ordinary day. Having an auspicious dream is a blessing. Not having one is also fine, for every attainment begins with the smallest wholesome cause in the present, with each kind thought and each good deed today. Prophetic dreams are a door between two worlds, the worldly and the spiritual. When blessings are abundant, wholesome karma gathered, and the heart clear, wondrous signals arrive as reminders, encouragement, and protection from the three jewels, from ancestors, from the universe. Be grateful, receive them, live kindly, and continue to practice so that each night, each dream is another time the soul is bathed in the light of compassion and wisdom, gaining strength to walk steadily through life's storms. At times, amid the scramble for livelihood and waves that seem to sweep all away, one unexpectedly discovers within a quiet, gentle, yet immensely powerful source of light. This light does not come from outside. It is not a material lamp. It is a warm current, as soothing as a mother's hand on a wound, like a temple bell ringing through the deep night, like an old lullaby comforting weary years. The Dharma calls it loving radiance, the light of compassion, of wisdom, of wholesome energy gathered from countless lifetimes of goodness, from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, from ancestors, and from a heart that turns toward goodness practices and loves without condition. Loving radiance is not a fleeting sense of ease. It is a profound presence, a current of energy that enfolds our every breath, thought, and action. When blessings are abundant, wholesome karma converges, and the mind is peaceful and kind. A practitioner may distinctly feel an invisible support, a steadfast faith that cannot be shaken, even as storms rage outside. Some recount that at the hardest times, a nameless comfort rises within, as if someone were quietly consoling, strengthening, and reminding them, "Hold firm. This too shall pass." Others, in serious illness, recite the Buddha's name and chant sutras daily and feel a gentle light spreading from deep in the chest, slowly dispersing fear and anxiety until only serene peace remains like a stream through sacred woods. Loving radiance does not come to those who live unwholesomely steeped in affliction, envy, and hatred. It is a gift for those who practice live kindly without calculation, who are forgiving and generous, who give without seeking reward. Often this radiance shines most clearly when you meet adversity, yet keep your faith, no complaints, no collapse. You quietly help others without needing anyone to know, simply to lighten the heart and clarify the mind. You overcome a grave mistake by repenting and correcting yourself, blaming no one and not fleeing the consequences. You recite the Buddha's name, chant, meditate, and keep an unmoving mind amid worldly upheaval. In such moments, the light of compassion is like cool water, refreshing the soul, helping you stand firm in the gale and see clearly that all suffering is temporary, all joy a moment. Only love and mindfulness are real. One could say he was sheltered by loving radiance blessings born of a life of goodness practice, repentance, and unconditional giving. That radiance not only protected him, but also spread to those around, planting faith and kindling hope throughout the village. This loving radiance is ever present in all beings, but only when the mind is still and kind does one have the conditions to feel it clearly. Each day set aside a few minutes to listen to yourself, to contemplate joys and sorrows so the mind becomes as calm as a quiet lake. Regularly practice true compassion. Arouse love for all without distinction of kin or stranger, rich or poor. Chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name. Repent of faults. Vow to live virtuously, help others, and dedicate merit to all beings. When faced with what goes against your wishes, learn to release anger bit by bit. Practice forbearance and put yourself in others' suffering to understand and to love, so you do not weave new knots of resentment. The more you do this, the brighter your inner life becomes, the stronger the loving radiance grows, and every storm turns light. All worries become the drive to plant goodness, and blessings naturally gather. The Buddha's bodhisattvas and ancestors are always beside you, sheltering and supporting you on life's path. To sense the presence of this loving radiance is to reach the state where blessings are fully ripened and wholesome karma is deeply stirred awake. Loving kindness and wisdom are nurtured in everyday life. This is an imperishable light that protects not only you, but also spreads to your family, friends, community, and all beings. Once you have tasted the flavor of this loving radiance, you will no longer fear impermanence or rail against life's ups and downs. What remains is peace, steadiness, boundless love, and unwavering trust in cause and effect. Keep tending that lamp in your heart, so that with every step you take, the world grows a little brighter. May anyone blessed to cross paths with you feel their heart grow warmer, calmer, and more loving in this world. The journey of discovering the 11 signs of blessing is also a journey back to the wellspring of your own heart, back to your original face, pure and radiant like the moon in the midnight sky, from the benevolent look on your face and the prompt love others have for you to the miraculous narrow escapes, from the ability to spread good fortune and keep calm in trials, to cultivating family happiness, handing down filial virtue to your children, preserving health, walking steadily towards success, opening your heart to auspicious spiritual omens, and sensing the quiet yet vast presence of loving radiance. None of this is random magic, nor a special favor of fate. It is the natural fruit of a mindful life, of planting wholesome seeds, living humbly, being forgiving and grateful, practicing consistently, transforming body and mind, turning toward the three jewels, preserving family traditions and upholding character and love amid a changing world. Everyone longs for blessings and happiness, but blessings are not for boasting or private indulgence. Blessings are gifts to be continued, shared, multiplied, and dedicated to all beings, to ancestors, parents, children, community, and even those still wandering in the night of ignorance. Always remember, blessings are not preloaded. They are cultivated by each wholesome thought, each kindly word, each small deed day after day. Happiness is not out there, not waiting at the end of some road. It blossoms with each contented step, each mindful moment, each smile, each act of gratitude, each chance to help, to share, to forgive. If you recognize one, two, or many signs of blessing in your life, please cherish them and keep nurturing them. If life still feels full of hardship and trials, do not be disheartened. Begin today with one wholesome thought, one prayer, one small good deed, and the light of blessing will gradually dawn, slowly transform your destiny, and guide you toward lasting peace and deeper joy. May you and all who are connected to this teaching live always in the light of the wisdom and compassion of the Buddhas of the 10 directions. May you preserve your wellspring of blessings and plant merit for yourself and countless generations, so that each passing day becomes a song of peace and meaning in this impermanent life. With gratitude, endless thanks for helping to continue the current of light, to kindle faith, and to pass love along in this world. Namo Amitabha Buddha. In this vast universe, nothing exists without a profound web of causes and conditions. Every flower's blooming, every star's shining, every peaceful smile is the result of a long journey of myriad elements linked and interacting. Human life is the same. No one is born with blessings complete, nor fated to bear all suffering. Every blessing and every seeming miracle has a cause, a root, and the footprints of generations, our grandparents and parents ourselves, and countless others who have quietly sown wholesome seeds in the world. On some days it seems others enjoy ease and success without effort, while we struggle and cannot clear even a small hurdle. We wonder our blessings, favoritism from fate, a random reward from heaven, mere luck granted at whim by a deity. But understood through the Buddha's teaching, all things have causes. Nothing is accidental, nothing outside the law of cause and effect. The Buddha said that all phenomena arise through conditions and cease through conditions. Blessings and karmic obstacles alike are the natural results of wholesome and unwholesome seeds planted across countless lifetimes, together with our actions, words, and thoughts in the present. No miracle falls from the sky, only the ceaseless flow of karma carrying beings from one life to the next, from wholesome to unwholesome, from peace to suffering and back again. At the foot of a mountain lies a small village that has known warmth and peace for generations. The people there are not wealthy, do not hoard gold and jewels, but live honestly and work hard, loving one another like family. They do not flaunt riches or fight to win. They yield and protect each other through stormy seasons. Generation after generation, the village became known as a blessed land. Children are born healthy, the young study well and succeed, and wherever they go they are liked by others. The elderly live long, the young are gentle. Every household is safe and sound. When asked for their secret, the toothless elders only smile and say, "Our grandparents lived well, so we benefit now. If we live well in this life, our grandchildren will enjoy peace later." The way of being human is just that. This simple tale is a clear proof of the Buddha's words. To know past causes, look at today's results. To know future results, look at the causes you plant now. Blessings do not appear from nowhere. They are not spontaneous. They arise from each kind thought, each gentle word, each act of helping without seeking reward. From each moment of gratitude to loved ones and ancestors. From each quiet bow before the Buddha, each sutra recited, each dedication of merit to all beings. Only when we live mindfully treasuring what we have, honoring our roots in parents and teachers, widening the heart to forgive, and to give, do blessings silently permeate every cell and grow day by day. Who has ever stood before the ancestral altar, lit a stick of incense, and pressed their palms together without feeling the heart grow calm, as if strengthened by the power of ages? Some families prosper in business, their households flourish, and their descendants excel in study. This is the ancestors' blessing to the 3rd generation, not mere rumor, but the outcome of generations of steady virtue, good deeds, self-cultivation, and decency. Yet such blessing is not an inexhaustible treasure for descendants to squander. If they fail to cultivate themselves, break with tradition, live heedlessly, and without filial piety, their blessings will dry up like a riverbed in drought, leaving a hollow of suffering for the generations to come. Therefore, the most important thing is to preserve our roots, our household ways, traditions, gratitude, and filial piety. When we live fully with our parents, respect our elders, and care for the young, share with the poor, we are steadily nourishing the root of blessings for the entire lineage and opening a bright path for the future. The Buddha taught karma is not lost. It only transforms. Every thought, word, and deed, however small, leaves an imprint on consciousness, quietly waiting to ripen into fruit. Some people spend their whole lives doing good and helping others, never calculating gain and loss. In old age, they enjoy peace. Their children are filial. Neighbors respect them. This is the combined fruit of blessings from past and present lives. Others, because of greed and selfishness, cruel speech, or unrighteous deeds, find no one to help them when misfortune strikes and their families break apart. That is the karmic result of unwholesome deeds long accumulated. The small choices we make today may seem trivial, yet they silently redraw tomorrow's fate. A kind word can save a life from despair. An act of forbearance can change the destiny of an entire family. Conversely, a burst of anger, a grudge, a careless insult can leave a wound in another's heart that never heals, sowing seeds of suffering and misfortune for oneself and one's descendants. Beyond the blessings we plant in daily life, there is a most wondrous kind of blessing, the merit of practice. When we turn to and take refuge in the three jewels, chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name, repeat mantras, practice meditation, repent, and dedicate merit to all people and to all beings throughout the Dharma realm, that wellspring of blessing becomes steadier and inexhaustible. Some ordinary people live very simply and do nothing grand, yet they always keep a peaceful heart, compassionate eyes, and a gentle voice. They are not wealthy, but they are always able to help others and are loved wherever they go. This is because the energy of practice has permeated their speech, their breath, and their every step. Just as once a lamp is lit in a room, darkness has nowhere to dwell. Afflictions gradually dissolve, and blessings grow and spread everywhere. There was a poor country mother who toiled all year without ever complaining of her lot. On sunny days she transplanted rice. On rainy days she mended clothes. At night she taught her children to chant sutras and recite the Buddha's name, instructing them in the smallest courtesies and moralities. She herself was illiterate, yet her lips constantly whispered, "Namo Amitabha Buddha." Her heart turned toward the ancestors, and not a day passed without incense. Her children grew up and went out into the world, meeting many ups and downs. Yet, whenever they stumbled, benefactors appeared to lift them. Things gradually went smoothly, and the household remained harmonious. Villagers said that family carries the blessings of the ancestors and the merit left by their mother. At the end of her life, she passed gently amid the chanting of sutras, leaving not money or treasure, but a storehouse of merit and a shining example of kindness, endurance, and steadfast faith. Blessings do not bring peace, good fortune, and success to oneself alone. They also spread wondrously to those around us, even to generations to come. When one person lives virtuously, the whole village and community share in that auspicious energy, like a great tree giving shade, like a lamp brightening a dark region. When someone in the home knows how to practice and dedicate merit to parents, ancestors, and descendants, the bonds between generations grow stronger. Unwholesome family karma gradually dissolves, and blessings increase day by day. The Buddha taught a human birth is hard to obtain, and to be born in an age where the Dharma is present is harder still. To meet good teachers and friends and learn the true teaching is an incomparable blessing. Yet it is truly secure only when we transform it into compassion sharing, helping rescuing those in hardship, lifting up the weak, and dedicating merit to all sentient beings. Understanding the source of blessings, we learn to cherish the present, to treasure each moment of life, and to live so that every day is meaningful. We no longer grow pessimistic or blame fate, nor sit waiting for miracles to fall from the sky. We take the initiative to plant wholesome causes and accumulate good seeds for ourselves and for generations to come. Each time we live with gratitude and humility, forgive and help others, the light of blessings shines brighter and spreads wider. Each time our hearts turn toward the Buddha, toward our ancestors, toward our roots, the river of blessings flows back again, watering our lives with coolness and joy. Sometimes in a life burdened by the struggle to make ends meet, a certain moment suddenly astonishes us. Not because something monumental happens, but because everything seems to flow more smoothly, more lightly. A helping hand appears of its own accord. Work turns favorable on its own. Misfortune quietly keeps its distance. Then, without much calculation, there is still enough. Without begging or striving, good fortune visits in turn. No one announces it. No clear sign appears. Yet within you begin to feel something quietly protecting you, as if a thin mist surrounds you, keeping you from harsh collisions at perilous turns. As if a gaze from a far realm were watching over you without ceasing. You ask yourself, am I entering a fortunate cycle? Or is a departed loved one, some grandparent in a sacred place, quietly safeguarding my life? Not everyone believes this, but those who have experienced it, who have felt help, arrive at the exact moment, who have been rescued at a dead end, who have dreamed of loved ones returning to protect them, who have sensed an inexplicable support, understand that in this, the world, there are things unseen by the eye, yet real, down to each cell of consciousness. Might these unexpected blessings arise not only from present effort, but also from the hidden virtue our ancestors once sowed? Might there be tender eyes in the unseen world, following our every step, invisible hands guiding good opportunities, prayers from distant realms strengthening their descendants? At the threshold of suffering, have you ever asked why you still have enough, while others in the same plight struggle? Why you avoid risks that seemed unavoidable? And why, when you live filially and quietly do good, your life becomes unexpectedly smooth? It is not random nor a mistake. It is the silent turning of the invisible merit left by your forebears beginning to bear fruit. It does not come with drums and gongs nor appear as a flashy miracle, but those with a receptive heart will feel it. This writing is an offering of gratitude to those who have passed on yet never left. It is a reminder to the living that when your life begins to brighten for no obvious reason, it may be because someone long ago lit that light for you with all their goodness and unconditional love. Ancestors do not always appear in dreams. Protection is not always foretold by clear omens. But if you live quietly enough, sensitively enough, with humility and gratitude, you will notice that ancestral blessings do not arrive like dazzling lightning. They come like the morning sun, gentle, warm, and very real. There are people who, whenever they reach a dead end, are saved at just the right moment. An old friend calls out of the blue and offers a sum of money. A benefactor appears in the bleakest hour. A timely word of advice rescues an entire family from breaking apart. They do not understand why they are so fortunate, but in truth, this is the first sign, the sign of ancestral intercession. There are people who live simply do not scramble for gain yet keep meeting good-hearted souls and are well-liked wherever they go. Business goes smoothly, co-workers support them. They aren't cheated at the market. On the road, others give way. These small things are not random. They are the current of blessing that follows them, like a soft field of energy, moving others to treat them kindly. There are people who always meet the right person, the right task, at the right time. They do not know how they chose, yet they step into a fitting workplace. They know little of investing, yet avoid risks. They have no grand ambitions, yet they always stand in a safe place amid upheaval. This is the wondrous arrangement understood only by the ancestors, their deep karmic currents gently guiding. Some have dreamt of departed loved ones returning not to frighten or weep, but simply standing there with a gentle gaze. Or in the dream, an elder points the way, or hands over something radiant. Such dreams should not be dismissed, for often the spiritual can still commune with the living through dreams, reminding, alerting, or bestowing blessing. Some come from families long beset by troubles, but once they resolve to practice, adopt a vegetarian diet, keep discipline, release life, do good, the household changes of its own accord, relatives fall ill. Less often work goes smoothly, the home slowly settles, not because they wield magic, but because their wholesome actions have cleared the channel of ancestral blessing, no longer dammed by fresh obstructions of karma. And there are those who, though not richer than others, are steadfastly at ease. They do not overthink, do not panic at bad news. Their minds are steady and their eyes bright. This is a very deep kind of blessing, the blessing of being safeguarded inwardly so as not to be dragged along by the world's disturbances. These signs are not noisy, not glittering like successes trumpeted by the world. But if you are subtle enough to listen, you will sense that you are being kept, being loved, that you walk through life yet are not alone. When you recognize this, bow your head in gratitude, for the one supporting you may be the very person who once carried you as a child, who prayed for you while alive, and who now from the unseen realm watches every step you take with all they have to give hidden virtue and unconditional love. No bell rings out when your ancestors are interceding for you. No vision appears to announce that blessing is arriving. No blazing halo pours straight from heaven onto your brow. Everything comes softly, like a breath, like dawn mist soaking into the earth, like the light of a small lamp quietly illuminating the path beneath your feet. Those who carry ancestral blessing have no need to flaunt it. They live simply, speak little, are gentle, and yet there is something strange around them. Others spontaneously respect them, and affairs naturally flow. Tangles in the household unwind on their own, not because they are luckier than others, but because an invisible force goes ahead of them, clearing the way, dissolving obstacles before they can descend. Some ask, how can ancestors intercede when they have long since passed away? The answer lies in the subtle workings of cause and effect and karmic force. When a person lives virtuously, the merit they create does not vanish. It becomes wholesome energy that diffuses through space in the bloodline, in the land where they lived, in the hearts of their descendants. If while alive they prayed for their children and grandchildren, possessed deep blessing and held a love that embraced all, then, after leaving the body, that energy continues to operate. When conditions ripen, it bears fruit like a cool breeze in the furnace of summer. Ancestral blessing comes by many paths, but none of them are loud. It may be a timely thought that keeps you from a grave mistake, a delayed bus that helps you avoid an accident, a choice made in error whose consequences somehow never arrive, a single message from a stranger that you remember for life, a deep, restful sleep when your mind is in turmoil, so that in the morning you know what to do. Ancestors do not come to live life for you, but they can lift your foot from the mud. They will not study in your stead, but they can open your heart so learning comes easily. They will not earn money for you, but they can send rare opportunities at the right time. They will not stop you from making karma, but they will quietly nudge you toward the light, so long as your heart has not grown cold. Hidden blessing always arrives quietly. It does not boast nor demand gratitude, yet it knows precisely who merits support, who still knows how to bow in thanks, who keeps a filial heart so that blessings are not squandered. Therefore, if one day you find an unexpected peace rising within, do not be too quick to think it is because you are so capable. Perhaps a great-grandmother once fingered her beads and prayed for those to come. Perhaps a grandfather once patched roads in the rain and gave alms without leaving his name. Perhaps a mother who has passed has not spent a single day away from you in the unseen realm. Hidden blessing comes silently, not like fireworks, not like the glare of fame, but seeping into every corner of your life like someone quietly holding an umbrella over you on stretches of road you did not even know you crossed in grace. Blessing is like a clear stream. If you cherish and protect it, it will flow on without running dry. But if you grow complacent, live wrongly, and go against the moral way, that stream will grow turbid, then shallow and finally vanish. And you return to struggle and hardship, not because of newly formed karma alone, but because the old blessing has been spent with no one to replenish it. Ancestors can lay the foundation of blessing, but descendants must maintain and add to it. No one can sit forever on an invisible inheritance without acting. A fertile field enjoyed without planting or tending will also grow barren with the years. So how do we preserve blessing? First, practice filial piety. Filial piety is not merely lavish worship, grand offerings, or hanging portraits of forebears on an altar. It is filial piety of the heart, remembering the grace of our parents' nurture, refusing to stain the family's name with unwholesome conduct. stopping each time we are about to do wrong because we remember our ancestors are watching. And each time we do good, dedicating the merit so the entire lineage may shine. Second, incline toward goodness. You needn't do anything grand. Simply refrain from harming others from deceit, greed, harsh speech, and spreading suffering. One who lives with virtue may not blaze with wealth, but their heart is always at ease. That ease is the ground on which blessings settle without scattering. Third, be diligent in practice. Chant sutras, recite the Buddha's name, release life, do good works, give quietly, and dedicate merit to your ancestors. When a son or granddaughter lives with spiritual intent, truly practicing and taking refuge in the three jewels, ancestral blessings are like a fire rekindled rather than left to go cold. Sometimes a single sutra, chanted for a departed relative, helps them find liberation. Sometimes one act of life release dedicated to the whole lineage dissolves long-standing karmic debts, and the household suddenly comes into harmony. Fourth, keep a humble heart. However great your blessing, if it is paired with arrogance, showiness, rivalry, or contempt for others, blessing withdraws. Blessing is light. The more humble you are, the farther that light spreads without fear of loss. Finally, live in gratitude. The grateful are those who keep blessing the longest. Grateful to parents and ancestors, to the country, to every opportunity, even to the adversities that tempered the heart. No one can dwell in ingratitude and keep their fortune bright. No one can stand firm whose steps are not planted on the ground of thankfulness. Blessing is not fixed. Blessing is a river that needs its banks tended every day. Your forebears may have brought you to a peaceful shore, but whether you cross the stormy sea ahead is up to you. And if today you notice you are being protected even in some very small way, please do not take it for granted. Guard your heart as you would a candle in the wind, gentle, quiet, careful. For a single whirlwind of arrogance, selfishness, or ignorance can snuff out that light, and rekindling it may take a very long time if you still have the blessing to do so. Everyone has thought at least once that success is due to their own skill wealth, to their own talent, luck to their own cleverness. Yet there come deep moments when you realize you did nothing more than others, yet were helped. When others tried endlessly and failed, yet things came easily for you. When every exit was blocked, and suddenly a narrow path opened that only you could walk, then you understand some things are not of your own making. Some graces come from the departed. Some blessings are nourished by many lives before you. You can earn money, but without blessing, it comes and goes. You can seize opportunity, but without wholesome roots, that same opportunity can become misfortune. Only blessing preserves the good, and only by honoring those who came before, tending those hidden seeds of blessing, and continuing with a kind heart and a principled life, can you not only enjoy blessing, but also become a keeper of the flame that spreads it wider. Your ancestors do not need you to build shrines or towers. They ask only that you live decently, that you look up at the household altar each day with warm eyes, that you speak of your grandparents with genuine affection, that you preserve the gentle ways of your family, that you do good and dedicate the merit not to claim fortune for yourself alone, but so the whole lineage may shine with you. And then one day, you will see good luck does not fall from the sky. Good luck is the light of those who sowed good seeds, and you, knowingly or not, are walking within that light. May anyone with the affinity to read these lines feel their heart soften, their eyes moisten, and from deep within a silent sentence arise. Grandparents, I am still here, and I will live so gently and well that what you left will not be lost, but multiplied so that our children and grandchildren will have light to walk by, just as I do today.